Just a quick update. We were able to get to my old Lego collection today. Only thing is, they've been kind of sitting in the storage bin for a bit. I think they probably need to be checked out. Some of them probably need a little scrubbing. But once I go through here and I see what I've got, clean everything up, I will show you what all is here. So, yay! I'm gonna be sorting. I'll catch y'all later. Hi everyone, Blind Builder 1974, also known as Jamie. Coming to you with an update on my collection now that I have assimilated the old Lego that I found from a previous collection into what I currently have. I have officially outgrown the 3-drawer Sterilite container. So really quick, hopefully without taking too long, I'm going to show you what my collection consists of now, and you can kind of see how much was added. So first up top, these are just my sorting containers, odds and ends. There's the shallow container that I use to like sort pick-a-brick cups and you know, put sets together in so that the pieces don't go flying everywhere, stuff like that. So that's all that is. I'm gonna kind of, if I can do it with one hand, I'm gonna move this out of the way. Oh yeah, there we went. Okay. Before we get too far in, I'll show you the base plate collection I have. I've got these two. One lighter green, one darker green. One yellow, one blue. And then I've got, I think, 4 green and 1 blue. The bigger 32 by 32. I've got one over here that was in the collection of stuff, but I'm afraid there's not a way to salvage that. Tried putting it under some heavy books for a couple days, took it back out, it went right back to being warped. So unless I can think of a way to salvage this one, it's gonna pretty much have to hit the trash. If that was the only thing I lost, though, from the collection that was in storage, that's still a pretty good deal. I've got 2 small containers that have studs and really small things. So, see if I can't open these with one hand. I'll show you what's in these. Okay, right here are some lampposts I have made and long antennas. Trans light blue studs, which I've bought a bunch of off of several eBay orders. Trans yellow square studs. And then in this little container here is nose cones, trans yellow. Trans red studs, some of which are still stacked up from when I've used them that way. Trans light blue 1x2 plates, which I have gotten a very few out of a pick-a-brick cup and mostly ordered from eBay. These are 1x2 black plates, 1x2 clear plates, antennas, 2x2 yellow plates, more lamppost part odds and ends, and then my completed lampposts, which I have 3 of. 2 of these big longer ones and one that's just this little shorter one. So that's the contents of that one. So we'll close her up. Ignore the sticker on top of this because I used to use this for looming bands and I kind of changed it up. This one's harder to open. There we go. Still more small stuff. The olive green cheese slopes. A whole big bin of trans clear cheese slopes. They had those on the pick-a-brick wall. The one time I got to go to the Lego store, and I just... anything trans clear is cool, so I stocked up. White cheese slopes. White corner pieces. White cylinders, 1x1. Cheese slopes, various colors. Trans orange, 1x1 tiles or cheese slopes. There's a few of both in there. Odds and ends, 1x1 studs. White 1x1 studs, round. White 1x1 square. Clear tiles. And some 1x1 squares also. Various mixed tiles. Miscellaneous trans clear studs. These are all, I think, trans red square studs. Grills and these two little circle pieces that I just threw in because I needed a place to keep them and they didn't belong anywhere else. Levers. And one parabola that's in the wrong place. Ladders. And we'll put that parabola there. 1x1 eye studs. Miscellaneous curves. Vehicle pieces. Things like that. Miscellaneous jumper plates. On just odds and end pieces that don't fit anywhere else. Vehicle related or odds and ends stuff. And then 1x1 white tiles. So that is what's in these two smaller boxes. Now we've come to the bigger container. Now I've still got another small box for separating stuff. White 1x1s of various varieties here. 1x1s with studs. Minifigure hats, parts, odds and ends. This one's Duke's mixture of seats and window panes. More white plates, 2x2 mostly. Miscellaneous parts that don't fit anywhere else. More 1x1s of various. Some of these are a little mixed up. I'll have to go through and resort them again. There are a few cylinders in there. I'll get them later. More odds and ends that don't fit anywhere else. Got some pretty interesting little pieces that you really don't see too often. These are more white odds and end pieces. 2x2 white tiles. Cylinders. Still some of them are not quite where they need to be. These are all miscellaneous trans clear and other no tones. Light gray, light bluish gray 2x2 tiles. Plants, flowers, and one greenery. And grass. And various fence pieces and one flag. Here's these fence pieces came off the pick-a-brick aisle the last time I went. Miscellaneous windscreen, the plastic windscreens for vehicles. Windows of different varieties. If someone could help me out with what glass, or of course it's not really glass, it's plastic, but if there's glass that'll fit in these, I would love to know, because these didn't come with it, and I would really like for my windows to have glass. I also don't like the panes because they don't go all the way across. I really don't want to use these until I get the glass in it, because I don't think it looks very good just to have an open window without glass. Nobody does that anymore. So if I get glass for these, I'll start using them. Just gotta work on that. And then steering wheels. for vehicles because they're so small, they're hard to put anywhere else. So that's that. Alright, then today I just got these 2 containers from Walmart, 94 cents each, not a bad deal. This one is a mishmash of the colored, either 1x4 or 1x3. There are some 1x3s in there. There might be hiding. This is all either 1x4 or 1x3, and anything but black or white. I separate those because I do a lot of buildings, and black and white are pretty used for those, and I don't like having to separate them all the time. So black and white go in another place, and everything else goes in another place. These are just odds and end vehicle things. I've got a raft. I'll show you a few of the stuff in here. I've got a boat. And there's more pieces that go to this. I just don't have it put together. And then this is all just generic wheels, vehicle parts, fronts. The tree is stuck in there. The one little tree that I have, I need more trees. I've got part of a, I think it was like a windsurfing sort of thing. This is kind of a cool piece. This is off of a spaceship of some sort. If anybody can identify this set that some of these spaceship parts belong to, that would be really handy. As you can tell, there's other little spaceshipy parts. There's one, I got like 2 of those. There's another one of those somewhere in here that's really shiny. Here's a plate that's supposed to be kind of like an umbrella, was just there. And then all this right here are my printed pieces. These wings, I think, yeah, that's the right way up. Go to that same spaceship. And then these are all the printed. Well, you don't belong in there. These are all the little printed slopes and things I've got. Yeah, here, let's see. Oh, I think this one's printed too. Yeah, I thought it was in the wrong place, but no, that's printed. Probably belongs to that spaceship. So I've got 2 of these, and I'm pretty sure that's the Hamburglar. Or some McDonald character, I think, from some of the McDonald sets. And so that's what's in there. Oh, I almost missed something. I did not show you my minifigures. They are over here. And I've got 2 big bins full. Got some pretty interesting ones. Some of these I think have been around for a while. I may show these in another video later. But for right now, I'll give you a close-up of a couple of them. Probably will come back to this and do more close-ups of these later. I don't want this one to be too long. But that one looks almost like an Emmett, but he's wearing the wrong clothes. So lots of these. Like I said, I can come back to these later. I don't want to bore you with it now. I'm trying to make this quick. Here's one more that I'll show you. He's kind of cool. Alright. Save these the rest for another time. I'll maybe do an in-depth video of just minifigs later. Alright. So now we are to actually what's in the 3-drawer container. So I'll pull out the 3rd drawer. Everything is really stacked in here because obviously I don't have a lot of room, and so I'm having to maximize space. And so I'm going to show you some of what these layers are. Hopefully you'll be able to see what most of the stuff is. This is all white slopes of various odds and ends. There's a couple of arches in there too that are kind of small. That's what that is. And then here are just a lot of the bricks I use most commonly. I tried to put them on top. This is my bag of trans clear stuff. Lots of 1x2s, which came from eBay orders. I've got a couple of trans dark gray. There's a couple of trans yellow pieces, I think from the spaceship. A couple of trans blues. So, there's one little trans green propeller in there that came from somewhere. So, all the good trans clear stuff. Alright, this is all the colors I mainly use. Obviously, you've got black. These are smaller ones. These are all 2x anything. 2x2, 2x3, 2x4. These are 1x anything. 1x1, 1x2, 1x3, 1x4. Let's see. Get this kind of where you can see into the back. This back container here is 2x anything. Actually throw these gray 2x6s may come in handy. There's another gray 2x4. Yeah, so that's where all of those are. Those are pretty useful. Now, most of these smaller containers under here are white 2x2, 1x2, 1x1, and they're stacked in here pretty deep. I've got more. I won't show you all this stuff. All this stuff is either white, tan, or black or gray. Because that's what I tend to use the most of when I'm working here lately, because I do a lot of buildings. So, and those work out really well for buildings. So that's pretty much the front drawer. Let's see if I can get this closed and do it one-handed. Sorry if the picture looks weird. Oh, alright, close. Come on, you fit in here before. Oh, I see what it says. The bag was sticking out. There we go. Now, second drawer in. Still a lot of stacking. I'm also trying to reduce, reuse on the containers as well. So, this one I think, let me pop the lid and see, but it sounds like they're plates, small plates. Yes. Because if I put these in the other baskets I have, they tend to fall through the little holes. So, these little closed containers make really good spots for just small, really small things. So, that one is all plates. This one is either 2x2 rounds or 2x2 corners. I don't know why I started putting them together, but I did. Let's see if I can get this open. Y'all are probably having a good laugh at me doing this one-handed. I'm having a good laugh at me doing this one-handed. There we go. So, and that's everything that is not trans clear. All my trans clear stuff pretty much goes together. Now we've got slopes. This is all, this container and this one are all slopes. These are the smaller ones that would fit through the holes in the basket. So I'll put those in there. The bigger ones that would not have a trouble with going through are right there. And that one would slip through and get out of order. I hate it when they do that. Come here. You're not going to get away from me. There we go. In the back, I've got two baskets of nothing but 2x2s. There is also a basket of colored, anything but black or white. 2x4s. I'm not going to take that out because it's way deep in there. It'll take me forever. You'll just have to take my word for it. I will move the plates and let you see that there was some white underneath. This is all white 1x2. Or not 2 because those are separate, but 1x3, 4, 6, 8. There's a couple of the bigger arches in there. And then the container, this is number 4, that's not good. The container underneath that one, if I can get this one out and not totally have a spill, is white 2x anything. So, not 2x2s, obviously, those are separate, but 3s, 4s, 6s, 8s. That's where those are. Okay. Get this one closed up here. That one closed way easier. Then we'll go to the bottom. This is one of the few things I've still got left in Ziploc bags. I've pretty much gotten rid of most of those, but this is hopefully going to be the last of what is in there. Those are all colored 1x1s, anything but black or white. I've got 2 here again, trying to reduce, reuse, recycle. This container is 1 by anything that's not 1x4, so 6s, 8s, 10s, you know. I don't think I've got any 12s. If I do, it's only a couple of them. And this is obviously not black or white. Okay. Alright. This one, I'll go ahead and tell you, is just plates. It's all larger plates. Really don't have to be too self-explanatory. I won't show you much of that, but, you know, just the larger plates, which aren't really too huge, if that made any sense at all. And then here's a few more plates that are different colors. There are still a couple of white scattered in there, but that's mostly the color plates. And then in the bottom there are, I think those are 1x2s. Yep, 1x2s. And there are a couple of those in there. And that pretty much has it. And we were already bordering on 21 minutes, which still took longer than I meant for it to. But at least that'll let you see the amount of pieces that I have now and how it's kind of grown. I've definitely got to get another 3-drawer container, but right now I just don't have a place to put it. Because my 3-drawer container, everything kind of has to stack vertically because that's the space it goes in when I'm not using it. So when I get my table and we get that figured out exactly where it's going to go, then I'm going to get another 3-drawer container, obviously, and then they'll go underneath the table, which is a really cool system that I see most people doing. You know, they have their city layout or whatever, and then your drawer containers are underneath it. So I'm kind of planning on using that system. So I'm trying not to get another drawer container right now just because I don't have another good place to put it, unless I stack it vertically on top of that one, which would kind of be very unwieldy to move. So I'm trying not to do that yet. In line with the recycling the containers, I just washed out these. So that'll give me a few more containers that aren't plastic bags to put a few things in. The organization is still kind of a work in progress. It's still a bit weird when you actually have things out trying to use them, because the little baskets kind of just get scattered everywhere. I try to leave most of them in the drawers and just kind of move them around, but you can't always do that. So this workspace gets pretty heavily full when I'm in the middle of a project. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. It's been long enough. Like I say, hopefully that gave you an idea as to how the collection grew with the addition of finding that collection that I had from before that was previous to now. And I showed you some of the kind of the odds and ends pieces that came out with that. If you guys are interested, I'll do a more in-depth video with the minifigs. I'm not going to waste time with it if people don't want to see it, but if you do want to see some of those minifigs, I can. Didn't want to burden you with that now, but I can show them later. Do a little more detailed look at those. And at least you kind of saw some of the little unique odds and ends pieces that I came up with. I'd almost forgot about having those, the raft and the boat. So if I'm able to get water going on my table, then that's definitely where those will go. And so I'm going to wrap it up. Looking forward to seeing everybody tonight on the Saturday stream. I'm going to go now and be getting ready for that, so that when that time comes, all I have to do is sit at the computer and watch and listen and not have to be multitasking. So with that, we will see you tonight. And I've noticed a couple people have got taglines, something to say at the beginning of their video, something to say at the end. I kind of like that. But I haven't thought of anything really cool that nobody else is using. So until then, I will just say goodbye.